Alright, class 7th. So this is chapter number 2. ठीक है, Black Beauty by Anna Sewell, and this is lecture number 2, and the topic of our today's second lecture is question answers. ठीक है. Okay. So students, make sure to open up your book while watching the video, because I'm going to be reading the questions from the book and the answers are all written here in the PDF form. Okay, so let's start reading the first question that is on page number 21. Answer the following questions. The horse says, my mother and an old riding horse seemed to know all about it. What was it that they knew about? How did they know? The horse's mother and an old riding horse knew all about the hunt. Okay, what did they know about? They knew all about the hunt of the hare. The way men ride good horses and use dogs to catch wild creatures such as the hare and fox. This means that perhaps they too had once taken part in such hunts. Now the B part is question is, why did the dogs stop barking and begin to run about with their noses to the ground? Noses to the ground means they were sniffing the scent of the rabbit. Okay, who were sniffing the scent of the rabbit or the hare? The dogs. Okay, the hounds or the wild dogs. The dogs stopped barking and began to run with their noses down to the ground, noses to the ground, because they had lost sight of the hare and were trying to find its scent again. Now, C part, which lines tell us that some of the horses wanted to join the horses on the hunt? What did they wish to join in with? These lines tell us that these lines आगे लिखी हुई lines, ठीक है. These lines tell us that some of the horses wanted to join in the hunt. Lines कौन सी, इसको मैंने highlight कर दिया है. You can also highlight this line with the marker, ठीक है, because it has been taken from the chapter. The old horses snorted and looked eagerly after them, and we young colts से क्या पता चल रहा है कि ब्लैक ब्यूटी इज ऑटोबायोग्राफी कर रहा है. ठीक है, ब्लैक ब्यूटी क्या है, is narrating the story. We young colts wanted to be galloping with them. Galloping means jump on the horse, ठीक है, or run as fast as they can. It seems as if the horse wished to join in with the galloping. Now the D part, why was the hare wild with fright? Fright means frightened or scared. Okay, the hare was wild with fright because the dogs were chasing it. Chasing means to follow. Okay, the dogs were behind the rabbit. Okay, because they wanted to hunt her. Remember that rabbit is a female. Alright, now the E part question is, how did the hare meet her end? The hare tried to get through the fence. It was too thick. The fence was too thick, okay? And she turned sharply around to make for the road. The fence was too thick, and that she couldn't get inside that fence, right? So she sharply turned round to make for the road, but it was too late. The dogs were upon it with their wild cries, and thus it met its end. इससे क्या हुआ कि she couldn't make the way, take it out of that, because already the wild dogs were gathered all around her. All right, now the F part, the question is, why didn't the huntsman whip off the dogs? Whip off means they were, okay, the answer is the huntsman whipped off the dogs, because otherwise they would have torn the hare to pieces. ठीक है, तो who hit means, whipped off means to hit the dogs. ठीक है, whipped off क्या किया, किसने किया? Who did it? Huntsman. ठीक है, why? Because he wanted to save the rabbit's life. Okay, and G part is, G question is, why was the young horse, the storyteller, astonished? यहाँ पे storyteller कौन है? Black Beauty. ठीक है, the young horse, the storyteller, was astonished means shocked or surprised by the sight of these men on fine horses with barking dogs chasing and killing a hare, and here is a rabbit. ठीक है, okay, इसके बाद हमारे पास दो क्वेश्चंस आते हैं. These questions are more difficult. Discuss them first. And the first question, I'm going to read it from page on that is written on page number 21. How do we first realize that a horse, not a human being, is telling the story? Base your answer on the passage alone, not the introduction. So the answer is H part. We first realize that a horse, not a human being, is telling the story because when we come across the sentence, या अपने sentence कैसे लिखना है, you have to highlight it with a marker because we have taken these lines from the chapter. I and the other colts were feeding at the lower part of the field. Okay, and the next question is, which other animals apart from the hare suffered or were harmed during the hunt? 2 horses and a man were injured in the hunt. 1 man died, and presumably the dogs the dogs would have been hurt when they were whipped. ठीक है? Now